There, well, good morning.
Morning.
It's Monday morning, and as you can probably see, cloudy, wonderfully cool. I mean, we have had a few spots of rain, but that's all it was, wasn't it, Mick? Just
Nothing much.
a spot or two here and there. But so much more comfortable. I think, did it say 14 degrees or something like that?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, the highs are the high teens for the week, really.
Yeah. But that's good because it's a much more comfortable walking temperature. Yeah, so today I don't know where we're off to. Where are we off to today? Well, I don't think we'll get as far as that bothy. Well, we'll see how we go. There's a thing called the Chalk Memorial Bothy, but it is sort of 18, 19 miles. But we'll get as close to that as we can. And then tomorrow in a place called Sanka. So, what's the total? I can't remember the total, Mick. 31 was it, the total, between St John's, town of Dalry and Sanka?
I don't remember. I think it was
Yeah.
It was sort of another 15-ish, wasn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, so we've had a nice rest day. You know, we've sort of caught up with stuff, and clothes are all clean. We are clean, always an added bonus. I don't think we've got anything else to say. Just, we'll take you with us today.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of climbing, haven't we, today? We've got 1 or 2 hills, so that should be fun. And mercifully, it is a little bit cooler for that, so, yeah.
Not so many bugs this morning.
Yeah, nowhere near as many midges, so we're all just getting over our last lot of bites. So, covered ourselves in insect repellent this morning, haven't we? Yeah. So, hopefully a good day, but we'll take you with us. Speak to you soon.
Bye.
Well, this is most of what we've walked through this morning. It's been slightly undulating. Well, we went up for quite a long way out of Dalry, St John's, town of Dalry. Funny, because not a town, only a village really. But anyway, it's mostly gone up since then, and we've got these big, wide open spaces. It's really quite lovely. Still cool, which is nice. Lots of it. Well, it's sort of open heathland, farmland. Not really farm, moorland. There's sheep, obviously, but there's sheep everywhere. But it's really quite pretty. Wide open spaces and just undulating ground. Lovely. Well, this sort of ground has mostly been our morning so far. Sort of undulating. I'm going to swing it round 360 so you can see those hills in the distance. And you can see this is what we've been coming over. Up there, maybe you can just see a post in the ground, and that's what we've been following there. There's just a post every so often. You get to one and you can just see the next one. There you go, all the way around. And there's Mick just in the distance, so I better hurry up and catch up. But it's been really quite lovely. And we've had a few spots of rain, so we've got the pack covers on and we've got our coats on. And it's like Mick said, the clouds are all around us, it could do it at any point. But it's cool, and that's really quite pleasant. Okay, I'll take you with. Well, hello. We're just sitting on a bridge here. I'm going to turn that round. You can see there is Mick. We just had having our first break of the day. We've done, 5-6 miles? And it's all been sort of undulating, would you have said?
Yeah.
Undulating. Moorland and sort of farm. Oh, sorry, my hand in the way. Farm. I suppose there's a lot of sheep about, but very rough ground, but very up and down and pretty. It's been a good morning. Oh, vehicle coming. We're on this bit of a minor road, but we're sitting on a bridge. Ben's gutters, apparently, it said on the van. So he's off to sort somebody's gutters out.
One of the best old men.
Is he?
He's particularly good with gutters.
Is he? Yeah. So, now we're off now from here. When I first read this bridge, I first read it because the writing's small on the map. Let's be honest, eyes are not what they used to be. I thought it said Butthole Bridge, but it's not. It's Butterhole Bridge. But it will forever now, in my mind, be Butthole Bridge.
And to be honest, it's not the best of bridges, is it?
It's not. No. Anyway, yeah. So we just stopped. We're having our first cup of tea and banana and bits and pieces, and now we're going to crack on, and we've got several hills this afternoon. I mean, they're called, let's have a look, ow, Mank Hill, and then what's over there, Dodd Hill, then what, I'm turning the map over as I'm speaking to you, Ben Brack, Cairn Hill, Black Hill, and I think that's about it. So it's one of those, you know, up, down to there, up to the next one, down, up to the next one, down. So you're never really climbing from the bottom. It's always, it's just going to be another sort of undulating sort of an afternoon. And it depends how we get on, time-wise, depends where we stay. You know, there's a cairn at Alan's Cairn. We don't know who Alan is. Yeah, and then there's a bothy, but that's quite some way away, so we'll just take the day as it comes, see what happens. Speak to you later. Well, we're still on this moorland. Most of our day today has been across these rolling hills, up and down and up and down, and I'm just going to swing it around. You can see the bigger hills in the distance, but this has been our day, all of this. Yeah, we've got sheep, but you know, that's very little wildlife. We did see a hare this morning, got up in front of us. Not really seen any birds of prey or anything, not today. But yeah, so this has been the level of our day. This sort of rolling moors, you know, occasionally very squelchy, very boggy. I have very wet feet, but you know, not a problem really, is it? Dry socks in the bag, we can sort that out later. Isn't it gorgeous? Well, that is our current view. We've just been over Dodd Hill, Mank Hill. What's the one oh, he's down there. What's the one we're heading at next? Core Stairs or something?
Sorry?
The hill we're heading at next. Oh, Mick's just going to look. He told me a minute ago and already I can't remember. But that big one in front, you can see the big mound, that is Ben Brack, on the top of which is apparently a sculpture, an arch, big archway. Well, we'll show you when we get there. So I've got a little bit of down and then up to a smaller hill, and then a little bit of down, and then up to that big one, and that's our high point of the day, which is 560 some odd metres, I think, something like that. So that's Ben Brack. Yeah, it is Ben Brack. We're all good. I thought there was a little one in between, but there you go. But yeah, so that's where we're headed, up to the top of Ben Brack, and then leftish from the top, I don't know, still another 4 or 5 miles maybe, to a bothy, which we might actually, if we make it, it'll be late. If we see somewhere spectacular to camp, you know, a couple of miles short of it, then we'll do that. But we'll see how we go. It's been a funny day, you know, every so often it spits with rain, but it's never really amounted to much, thankfully. We've got the pack covers on, just in case. Got coats on at the moment, but that might have to come off before I start climbing, or I shall be sweltering. But yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of open country today. You know, we've had a lot of moorland, a lot of just as we're looking at now, and this last little bit has been through forest, you know, plantation that you can see. I don't know whether we go through the middle of that over there. You know, that remains to be seen. But we'll catch up with you. I'll show you the arch when we get there. Wow, people, this is the top of Ben Brack and the amazing sculpture. Mick's just looking for me to see what it's called. The Striding Arch. The Striding Arch. Oh, sorry, I'm staggering a bit. It's a very long time, guys, since I did 580 metres with a big pack. And I'm about pooped, if I'm honest. So sorry about the camera shake. But look at that. I mean, what a thing. On the top of a hill. So, did they helicopter it in? Did they bring the stones in? What did they do? How did that work? Don't know. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick 360 so you can see. I mean, look at those hills over there. That over there is the direction we're going in. Here is Nick, also filming. So, and there's more windmills over there. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I've never seen anything quite like it. And we are at 580 metres, which is, you know, how got another 2 tops maybe today, but it'll be a late one tonight, I'm sure. However, it's light here until 10 o'clock or whatever, so we'll just keep going. We'll just keep going, which will make a short day tomorrow. Anyway, look at those hills. Been absolutely amazing scenery today. It's really been quite lovely. And honestly, coming up that hill, it's so long since I've done that sort of climbing. Coming up that hill, thinking, oh my word, if we'd have had to do this last week in all that heat. I mean, we've got a nice cool breeze. Well, it's a wind up on the top here, but yeah, it's that perfect, perfect. Just this side of cold, but all right if you're moving. There you go. Hey, well, we're on our last, I should think about half a mile of path before we get to a track which we take left, which will take us to the bog. Ooh, just disappeared into a bog, people. Which will take us to the bothy. This path that we're on shows on the map as through forest, so I'm just going to take you right. These are all the ones that have blown down in the storm, so not really forest, and I'll take you left, and these are all the ones that have been harvested, so not really much like walking through a forest. Okay, that was all. I'll show you the bothy when we get there. Well, this is the track we came down last night, and we were quite late getting in. And I'll just come round. You see, we're Forestry Commission, and this is what they call the Chalk Memorial Bothy, and this is where we stayed. So I'll take you with me and just show you what there is. It was really quite a nice little place, but the decorating inside was fabulous. I think I did film it last night, but I'll do it again this morning, because I think last night it was just a little too dark, really, to see what there was. So just in the door. These Mountain Bothies places are always just open for anyone to use. So this is it. And there's Mick just packing his bag. So I'm going to take you around. It's been done by, I think it's a man's club have done it. And this is the decorating. They've made it like a little library. And I'm going to go all the way around and show you. And these are not books. These are like little bits of wood. Is it, would you say, like hardboard or something, Mick?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And stuck on, so it looks like shells. But isn't that fantastic how that's been decorated? I'll go all the way round there. And then there's these random bits of furniture. Big sofas here, which we didn't trouble them with. And then there is a fire and logs if you wanted it, which clearly this time of year you didn't. A couple of big old leather chairs, which again clearly have seen better days, but comfy enough if that's what you want. There you go. So a very comfortable night we spent in here, and it's sort of predicted to be a wet day today, so nice not to have woken up in the wet. We did have rain, didn't we, in the night? Yeah, it's sort of a tin roof, and it chucked it down. It really sounded quite loud for a little while, but a lovely place. On to Sanka today. We'll take you with us. Hi. Well, so far this morning we've had we had 3/4 of a mile of the track from the bothy, and then this minor road, which not well used, obviously, quite broken up in places. And I think we've had 2 miles of this, and we've got about another half a mile, and then we're off up the hill again. But we've had a couple of heavyish short bursts of rain and some drizzle, but that seems to be the forecast for the day. As you can see, it's quite grey. Look at those clouds, they're all around us. Okay, talk to you later. Now this is just a very quick one, because it's just drizzling a bit. It's just come on to rain again. This is our first hill of the day, but it's been a sort of a gentle up, up, little bit of down, up, little bit of down. As you can see, I think in front of you, I think we're going up before that lump that you can see, perhaps slightly to the left of that. I think it's only 420 something that we're going up to today. Yesterday, over 3,000 feet of climbing and 17.5 miles. Good Lord, we were tired. Anyway, there you go, there's Mick in front. I better catch up. Oh, we've just come over the top. I can't remember what the hill is called. And we're on our way down. And you can see our onward path is between those two lots of hills. Young plantation, it looks like. They're not very tall. In such a lot of plantation works we've been by. It's quite nice to now be sort of on the level and going down for a little way. Today's climb though, nothing like yesterday's, but still feeling the legs from yesterday. Okay, well hello. I don't know if you can see that already, but that down there is town Sanka, which is spelled Sankwaha or something, but anyway, apparently they call it Sanka, and that's where we are staying tonight. So it's a shortish day, which is no bad thing after yesterday's marathon with all the ups and downs. I mean, we've had a fair few today, but we're just now gently down into town, which is really rather nice, and hopefully we'll find somewhere to get a bite to eat. I believe there's a spa, so we can resupply our food, and yeah, be somewhere warm and dry, catch up with a little bit of washing, all of those things. So, talk to you soon. Well, good morning. Speaking to you from our hotel room, which I have to say was lovely, really, really nice. We got here and were upgraded. We got this super room that we really weren't expecting. But we've just had a lovely breakfast. We had a great meal here last night. We had a vegetable lasagna that was just superb. It's been very nice. You know, we both feel rested. I'm just going to turn that a little bit. You can see that's part of the room. There's Mick just packing his bag. Turn that back round. Turn it that way. Massive, very, very comfortable bed. And a bathroom that you could actually probably have had a party in. So, yeah. Altogether, a very restful night. Doing this now because it's already raining outside and forecast is really not that special. So we don't know quite how much we'll get filmed today. Heading to a wild camp tonight and then a campsite at Moffat the following night, which Mick has already booked for us. So nothing else to tell you, I don't think. Mick, nothing to tell on this one? No?
All good.
Yeah. There we go, you can just see Mick in the mirror. There. Okay, well, we'll take you with us today, and if it's possible to film anything, then we will. And this is what the weather's like. Views are very cloudy. As you can see, I'm just going all the way around. Yeah. It's sort of steady rain at the minute, so how much we'll get filmed.
It looks clear over there, so there's hope that we might get...
Oh, it does, yeah. It does look better over there. Well, it's all brightened up again. There's Mick coming. I'm going to take you round. And we've come up. We seem to have done nothing but come up since we left the town this morning, or predominantly up. And I've just looked, and maybe just a few metres short of 1,000 feet. So it's been a bit of a pull this morning. But a little bit of a flat bit. And if you can see ahead, we're probably going to go up and over. I think I can see a line in the path, which in the grass, which you probably can't on here. But yeah, so today is definitely a more, well, I don't know if wild is the right word, but you know, we're not going to see any kind of habitation or, you know, we're just out in it, which is beautiful and it's exactly what we love. So yeah, I'm going to have to be careful here because the ground's a bit uneven. But really good path we've had this morning, sort of quite positive path after yesterday's wading through so much bog as we did, which is really hard work. It sort of sucks your feet in almost. You know, you've got to drag every footstep. Yeah, quite tiring. But this has been really quite lovely this morning. We've had to have all the wet gear on and off twice. But given that it was forecast to rain all day, we're absolutely settled for this. Okay. Take you with us.
We go right past that.
Yeah. just going to show you this. What kind of a view is that? How special are we? So lucky. Look at it. Wow. Good morning. Well, afternoon now. We've no long had lunch, and this is we're on the way down from our first big hill to a place called Wanlock Head. We go straight through it and up the other side, I think. But just look at the views. I mean, it's just amazing. And I mean, for saying it was forecast, I'm just going to show you Mick. Mick, hello.
Hi.
For saying it was forecast rain all day, we've been really lucky. I mean, it's been more not than it has, hasn't it, Mick? You know, and the cloud's quite high now. I mean, I might be tempting fate here, but you know, it's been glorious. And here, people shouting. There's a guy down there on his quad rounding up sheep, which I doubt you'll pick out on this. But look at the views. Well, hello. Will you look at those skies? We're just covering up. We just put coats on and, you know, pack covers and all of that sort of stuff. And we've just hit this track and we're going up there towards, I don't know if you can see the mast. There's a thing that looks like a golf ball on a tee. I'm not quite sure what that's about. And there's a weather station. But anyway, we're now on the access road to that, so should be reasonably easy walking for a little while, although it is up. Okay? And I'll put the phone away now because the rain is coming down. So this morning, it's a very quick good morning, and I don't know how much you're going to hear us. It's proper windy, isn't it, Vic?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So it's blowing a hoolie. So how much we'll get filmed today, I don't know, because it's starting to rain today. So we'll talk to you when we can. Bye.
Bye.
Well, as you can see, the wind is still blowing, but we've just had a moment. We've come to a big post that says halfway, 107 miles. So that's where we are. Fantastic. And that's our onward track. We've now got some blue sky, but the wind, you can probably still hear, is wicked. I'm just going all the way around so you can see what we can see. There, back round to Mick. There. Well, hello. It's actually stopped raining for the moment. We've sort of been on and off most of the day, but we seem to be a little bit sheltered now. We've come down off our high point for the day, which was just almost like a giant peat bog. Oh, there's a track here. Almost like a giant peat bog, and just so messy. And it's sort of a strange thing to try and walk through, because every step you take, it's like the ground tries to suck you in. It makes sort of double hard work of it. But anyway, we've done that bit for today, and we are now coming down. Well, we say through trees. On the map it says trees, and then the same thing happens as I think when we spoke last week, is that, you know, forestry people have been in and harvested said trees, and so you're walking through stumps. Anyway, here's the track. Lovely. This is our view. We've come out from trees into a slightly open area, and this is what we can see. Isn't that fabulous? The wind's dropped considerably from this morning, although still blowing a bit, and the sun has come out. Very welcome change. Very welcome change. Managed to get the waterproof trousers off for the afternoon. That's all the devastation when they've been harvesting. It shows on the map as forest, and then as you can see, really isn't, not anymore. There. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Well, we're about 2 miles in.
Road walking.
Road walking, yeah, because we'd gone up into Moffat to stay at a really rather lovely campsite, and we needed to resupply some food and stuff, didn't we?
Yeah.
Get to this campsite. Well, first of all, come back a bit. We were diverted, weren't we?
Yes.
And I mean, it was already going to be a long day, and then we looked at sort of on the
There
map.
was a sign up, wasn't there?
That's right, yeah.
And the path was blocked.
Yes. And you know, we just sort of stood there and looked at it and thought this blooming diversion was going to add 2, maybe 3 miles, and we were already on a
They were working
longish
on a
day.
gas main, weren't they?
Yeah, working on a gas main, so you couldn't ignore it. Anyway, we sort of huffed and puffed a bit and then found an alternative, which did mean at the end of that day, I don't know, what, 4 miles of road walk?
Yeah, I should think so.
Into Moffat. Hang on, because I've got to paddle through some crap here. There's a lot of this about, this mucky sort of... That's it. That's it, back on the path. Yeah, so it actually got us to Moffat earlier than we were expecting, didn't it?
We were in the middle of Moffat by 5, I think.
Yeah, very unusual for us to be, you know, that early at camp. And, excuse my sticks, and so it meant we found a fantastic co-op, didn't we?
Yeah, filled all our needs.
Yes, got all the food that we require for the next few days, because we're wild camping now until Galashiels, so I'm not doing very well with this, holding this very steady. And then went to the campsite. Beautiful flat pitch, fantastic facilities, and a laundry. Yeah. So we were all spotlessly clean this morning, which is just lovely. And then, as soon as we come off the road, into this rather fantastic little wooded area. So wild camp tonight, we've got 3 days until Galashiels, which is our next proper stop, when I hope to put all of these videos together and, you know, do another update for folk.
Yeah.
Now, do we have anything to add, Mick?
I don't think so. No, all going well.
We passed the halfway mark on the Southern Upland Way yesterday, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
I did do a short video of that. But I mean, this morning is quite calm. But we've had a couple of days of ferocious winds.
Yeah.
I mean, one night...
30 mile an hour wind.
Yeah, not last night, the night before. Oh my Lord. Driving rain, awful wind, like knock you over wind.
Yeah.
Even yesterday up on those tops when we were high. Yeah, you needed your mixing pack. It was. What is it you call it? Type 2 fun?
Type 2 fun.
Yeah. So the fun is in, look, we made it and we're still alive. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll take you with us as we go today, and hopefully not so much rain and more of an opportunity to film. Can you just... Hello. We have to excuse me puffing and panting. We've just come up probably 500 metres or so on this track, forestry track. I don't know how much we've got of it today, but so far it's been, well, we had that lovely stretch of woodland and then round a couple of grass fields, which are really very pretty, along by a river, crossed a road, and then picked up this track that we've been on ever since. And I mean, it is forestry. I'll turn it round. Look, trees everywhere. I've just said to Mick, I think we've got quite a big, a long way with trees today. Well, we're still on this track, as you can see, but up there, I don't know how much you can see from down here, but up there is where it's all going on. You can see the big bare patch that they've already felled, and then on the left, right at the top of the hill, is the machine. It's a wicked bit of stuff. It chops it, it strips it as well, doesn't it, Mick?
Yeah, it pulls it through a stripper.
Yeah.
But all the time it's measuring the lengths and it chops it into length.
Yep. And then it rolls down the hill, and then the little one at the bottom is stacking them, and they're moving them around and putting them on heaps over there. Yeah. And I mean, as we've been going this morning, how many of those big logging lorries have we seen, Mick?
Well, we saw 2 in where we were.
Yeah, Moffat.
And
yeah.
1 on the track.
Yeah. So, you know, there's clearly a market for it. And I mean, you can see up in front there's a bare hill. That was once all forest. So anyway, I just thought you might find it interesting. Well, we finally left the track, and then we're walking now between trees. So we've gone past, on the left there was a load that fell, so really stumps, and then on the right, and if you look, it looks like a storm or something's been through there. But anyway, it's a narrow path, but really quite lovely, through this little bit of a glen. So, and certainly nice on the feet after all those miles of hard track. There, look at the view. That down there is the valley that we've come from. You can see Mick still coming up the hill. We've got a little way still to go. But as I just swing it round, look at these views. And you know, we've not seen a soul today. And it's beautiful. So that's where we've come from. And then we've come down this path. Mick, you can see, is just up there. We come down the path down the hill. And then look at this dear little bridge. Isn't that just fab? And then as far as I can see, we're going off up the side of that one. Good morning.
Morning.
This is just a quick good morning. This is where we pitched last night. I don't know if you can see it, just at the side of the track. We didn't film yesterday because it was frankly a horrible day. Wasn't fit for getting the phone out, really, was it, Mick?
No,
just
getting it done.
Yeah, it was one of those, yeah. And anyway, we ended up doing more miles than intended, and then found this place, which was fab. What's that? Traqua, that village. Yeah. And there's a tap outside the village hall for people to use drinking water. So we haven't had to find water to camp by, which was great. Although it did mean that we had to cart 3 litres up the hill, didn't it?
Well,
but you know, small price to pay.
Yeah.
So today is into Galashiels, and it's new boots. Well, not today. Tomorrow is new boots day. So I'm very excited about that. So film as we go, as long as we've got the weather. I mean, according to the forecast, it's raining now, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's been raining since about 7 o'clock, according to the weather forecast.
However, we've packed away a dry tent, which is always great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was all. We'll speak to you in a bit.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye. Well, since we left the tent this morning, we have been straight uphill. It's eased off now. It's still up, but a much, much easier gradient. But a really rather lovely path, as you can see. Yesterday was just foul. We did the first 5 miles sort of over the tops, came down to a thing called the Glen Cafe or something. Fab. Went in there and had scrambled egg on toast. It was lovely, and decided that with the forecast of the 25-mile-an-hour winds and a 95% chance of rain, that we'd take the lower route, which did mean a lot of road walking. But, you know, rather than being up on the tops in that foul weather, the first 5 miles had not been pleasant. Yeah, so, and it also meant, of course, we covered more miles. So today, nowhere near as far do we need to go. We're going into Galashiels today, where we will have another rest day. And hopefully, I'll get this up on YouTube. There. Well, hey. We've said good morning already, but this is just, we have just come from the tent pretty much straight up. 615, did you say, Mick?
Feet.
615 feet. And now we've got a little bit of downhill. So I thought, do you know, I'll say hello. It's just sort of trying to rain. Hasn't really done anything dramatic, you know, not enough to have, I mean, there's spots actually on the phone as I'm looking at it. But no, I mean, we're ignoring forecasts because really and truly they've been dreadful, haven't they?
They're not accurate, no. Well, I mean, we've known that being in the Lake District and other mountain areas, that the weather forecasts don't, you know.
But what about, I mean, yesterday as we were walking along that road just coming into Traqua, which is a strange name for a place, but that's what it's called, that hill, Mick, in front.
Yeah.
We'd been watching that hill. How long would we been watching that hill in front?
Hours.
Yeah. And it, oh look, there's the mast they were doing last time we came. It just sort of hung on to this big, grey, messy looking cloud. And it was just there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it seemed to just hover.
Yeah.
So if you lived anywhere near there, you were getting a good soak in and everybody else was getting away with it. So just push that around a bit. There. So last time we walked here, because on our big walk in 24, we did this small section of this, didn't we? This is a little bit familiar.
We've just come on to the section that we remember now.
Yeah. And as we did it, as we came this way, these were all trees, Mick. They felled since last time we were here, on the right. They were just putting up, there was a work party here, just putting up a big mast.
Yeah.
And,
They're up the top, weren't they?
Yeah.
With safety harnesses.
Yeah.
Hanging off by ropes.
Yeah. Because we sort of watched them for a little minute. It is actually starting to rain heavier now, so we may have to put this away. But yeah, we're just looking in front of us now is the mast that was done, so all finished. So presumably we've got phone signal. I haven't checked, have you?
Well, I was able to get on plotter routes.
Oh right, so we must have signal.
But I haven't looked at it.
Because we did say last time we were here, if we came by this way again, at least we'd have phone signal.
Yeah.
But there you go. Anyway, nothing else to report. We'll film a bit as we go.
We'll turn around and show them the mast. You've been talking about it for long enough.
Oh, I'm no good at this. There, can you just see it in the background, look? And I mean, it doesn't look very big from here, but it is. Right, bye-bye. There was me just thinking the rain had stopped and it started again. But I'm just going to do a 180, show you our views. We've been quite high for most of the day, but path has been great, as you can see there. Hello, you've got to excuse me, puffing and blowing. We've just come up quite a steep hill, and this at the top here, we've got the Trig, but you've got these 3 cairns, and they are called the Three Brethren. And we're not quite sure why, but anyway, that's what they're called. And they're quite a size, as you can see. Quite a size, you know, you see them next to the Trig, gives you an idea of scale. Nobody knows quite what they are, I don't think. Just thought I'd do the view from the top, from the Three Brethren, because we're on our way down now in a few moments. Just big, wide open views, look at that. It's been really quite special. It's still windy up here, I don't know if you can hear that. All the way round, and then that's where we're headed down. So we've come down off the hill, and then we've gone onto this little bit of path here, and I mean, for about half a mile we were just walking between ferns, and then it's all opened out to this, which is gorgeous. Real sort of open woodland, all traditional trees, not, you know, not the plantation forest. Fly, that's it. Not the plantation forest, which are all right, but a bit dull. But look. It's beautiful. All sorts here. Great big Scots pines, huge trees. There, look at those. Aren't they lovely? Yeah. So, I don't know, I think we're probably now about 5 miles from Galashiels. Not altogether sure. But at least it has stopped properly raining. There's kind of a mizzle in the air, but that's all. Hello. That is our first sighting of Galashiels. That makes sense. We're probably still 2 miles away, but down there somewhere is the guest house where we'll be spending the next couple of nights. It's still sort of trying to rain. We've had it's been a drier afternoon though, hasn't it?
Sorry?
It has been a drier afternoon. Yeah. You know, the occasional spits and spots, but you know, it's just sort of starting to drizzle. It's never really come to a huge amount today, but just enough to be a nuisance, you know. Have to have your waterproofs on most of the day. But there you go, there's Galashiels. Hi, I'm speaking to you from Galashiels, where we've had a day, well, a rest day, so that I could go and buy new boots, which I've done this morning, and they're fabulous. So I'm going to spend the next few weeks with actually dry feet, which will be lovely. And I just wanted to stick this on the end of this last week's video. We were asked for some stats on the last time we sort of put out a YouTube. So just for those that are interested, and this is stats taken from Garmin, we are to date 181.87 miles in, with 23,824 feet of ascent and 310,052 steps. So quite a few. Anyway, that's it. I'm just about to upload this, and that will be our week 2. Thanks for watching.